Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lithuba ngibonge isupport nothando nesikhombise lona lingaphezulu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisupporte njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla. Ithe uma ngikhuluma kule video le besikhuluma khona ngesenzo meyiwa case ngathi kuyivideo landelayo. So besikhuluma ngecala lika Duduzile Zuma leli lapha ya ecourt. Durban High Court if I'm not mistaken. Izathu senza ukuthi sikhulume ngale case ukuthi ukuze libe la likhona kungenxa kaPaul Sullivan. Ukuze nje libe senkantolo namhlanje kungenxa kaPaul Sullivan. Uyena watshela iNPA ukuthi ayiprosecute uDuduzile. Sifuna sikhulume ngalolo daba ke. Angithandi kahle kahle ukuanalyze ama case ngoba ngiyengethi mhlawumbe nezokuba neinterest. Ngenza nje le kaDuduzile ngoba interesting kimi kodwa uma niyithanda mhlawumbe sesingawabheka amanye ama cases wa analyze ngozwa ngani ke lapha ku comment section.
Witness has already testified or confirmed that you are the genesis of why you are here today. It all started with you. You understand that? You agree with that?
Correct.
And that from your having triggered, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, having sparked or triggered the chain of events, then obviously from you it went to the police it went to the NPA, and hence we're here today.
Correct, my lord.
And as someone whose history involves as you say, assisting people to initiate criminal charges, you understand how that chain moves.
Correct.
Now, you say that what prompted you or got you involved in this whole thing is that people, quote unquote, were talking, correct?
Correct.
And to such an extent that some of them started sending you some of the material we referred to.
Correct. I recall one screenshot.
One, yes.
As far as I can recall. I do recall it was in conversation. It was I think in the public discussions, my lord.
And you said someone said, yeah, what is this? Some words to that effect. I mean, I'm sure you're not quoting that.
Correct. It would have been, this serious.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Who was that?
It would have been Mr. Paul O'Sullivan.
Yes, okay. Thank you. So, all right. So now at least we have a fuller picture. So the genesis of this is actually Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, who then sent the shocking video, whatever it is, to you, correct?
He sent me the screenshot and he said, as Forensics for Justice, let's discuss if we should open a case.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
All right.
And I agreed.
Yeah. No, that's good. So, again, now, so we must revise our chain then. So it was Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, you, the police, the NPA, and the court, correct?
Correct.
So it would be fair to say you and Mr. O'Sullivan are part of the same network.
My lord, we were both a part of the non-profit organization called Forensics for Justice.
Yes.
And we would discuss, if we would open a case or do something, in the public interest. And I was sort of heading that, and O'Sullivan had the role of sort of founder of that, of course, he had
Yes.
control
Yeah.
of it to an extent, yes.
Yeah. It's what we call in the streets, we're in the same WhatsApp group.
I thought you were going to say that, actually.
Yes. Okay. Right. So, of course, as the founder, he has some influence on you.
Correct.
Now, you said that one of the concerns you have is corruption in the criminal justice system,
Correct.
right? That's the kind of thing that the Mazanga Commission and the Parliamentary Commission are busy with currently.
Correct, my lord.
And would it be fair to say that those inquiries are intended, among other things, to stop the tendency of syndicates, groups that have their own interests influencing our police, prosecution services, and the like?
Correct. And to expose
Such
these elements.
external influences. Because if that kind of thing happens, it's to put it bluntly, that would be the real state capture, correct?
Correct, my lord.
And it would make whatever the group charts were accused of look like a Sunday picnic, because it would be capturing the real state, including the judiciary.
Correct, my lord.
So, would you be surprised then if people frown upon this case as one example of the kind of thing that General Connors was talking about, of the police being influenced by external syndicates? And I'm using the word syndicates not in a pejorative sense, but external forces, let me say.
So, do you mind repeating the question? I didn't quite catch it.
Would you be surprised if some citizens of South Africa would view this case as one example of the police being influenced by the likes of you and Mr. O'Sullivan as external parties? I'm trying to find a neutral word from syndicated.
I'm not sure I understand the question, but I'll respond as
I can rephrase it if it's not
please.
clear. Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
no problem. Yeah. Given where we are now as a country, and I accept this is post the fact of your laying the charges and all that, but we are where we are. Given that, would you be surprised if some citizens would be concerned that you, Mr. O'Sullivan, and all those kinds of people have also had an influence on our criminal justice system to the extent of ending us where we are today?
Yeah, I do. In the sense of exposing certain corruption that we have investigated or exposed, I would say so. Yes.
Yokuqala nje sivelile ukuthi ukuze kugcine kunale case ekhona isuka kuPaul Sullivan watshela lo sisi, then lo sisi kwasuka yena ke wayise eya ke emaphoyiseni na ku-NPA. So advocate uDalimpofu njengoba ethatha lezi zimo ezenzekayo njengoba kukhona i-ad hoc committee nemadlanga commission, uthi ezinye zezinto ezi-investigatayo ukuthi kunabantu abangaphandle kwe-justice system abane-influence kwi-justice system yethu, nje abantu abanjengoPaul Sullivan. Lo sisangazi noma uyawubona lo mbuzo ukuthi umholela kuphi. Umholela ekuthenini i-justice system yethu ayikho independence, kodwa iyakwazi uku-influencewa ngama-external forces, abantu abanjengoPaul Sullivan. And-ke mawulalela le nkulumo ikwenza ukuthi uzibuze ukuthi zingaki izinto uPaul Sullivan ane-influence kuzo. Angizukucaphunela amavideo akhe amaningi, kodwa ngizocaphunela ivideo yakhe eyodwa lapho wayekhuluma ngomhla ka-6 kuJulayi 2025. Emini ngomhla ka-6 kwakukhona i-media briefing kaGeneral Mkhwanazi. Ntambama ngomhla ka-6 abezindaba bamfonela uPaul Sullivan befuna ukuzwa ukuthi yena njengomuntu osebenza ngecrime uthini ukuphawula kwakhe. Wathi uthumela i-email ku-president ku-national commissioner, wayise efaka upresident okubathi CC upresident ukuze i-email izongena nakupresident. Wathi athi ngicaphune yena uzwele wena.
And that's unheard of. What the police should never ever do is publish the blow-by-blow details of criminal investigations that are still ongoing, because by doing so, they're undermining the criminal justice system. He undermines the judiciary. He undermines the National Prosecuting Authority. And in effect, he gives an opportunity to criminal underworld to get off on crimes that they may or may not have committed before the trial has even begun. And it's just unheard of. So what I'm now doing, in fact, I've sent an email today to Masemola, and I've copied the president, and I've said I'm now calling for a judicial commission of inquiry.
Yamuzwa kodwa uPaul Sullivan uthini? Hayi ngiyathemba umzwanga kahle. Ithi ngiphindele futhi.
And I've said I'm now calling for a judicial commission of inquiry.
Le nkulumo uPaul Sullivan uyisho ngomhla ka-6 kuJulayi 2025 ukuthi he is calling for a judicial commission of inquiry. Upresident umemezela ngomhla ka-13 ukuthi uzoba khona i-judicial commission of inquiry. Kungenzeka na ukuthi isinqumo esithathwa upresident ingoba bese sekatshela uPaul Sullivan? Kungenzeka na? Nambuzo wami. Ngoba nayi i-NPA ikwazile uprosecute uDuduzile ngenxa yento evele noPaul Sullivan. Kungenzeka na? Uyakhumbula ukuthi kwenye amavideo wakhe uyasho ukuthi wanikeza uhlu lamagama abantu afuneka babe ngo-national commissioner. Uyakhumbula? So kungenzeka na ukuthi le judicial commission of inquiry ikhona ngoba kwasho uPaul Sullivan. Asibuyele kwindaba kaDuduzile, kodwa bengizama ukukuvezela ukuthi kungana be-MK party bethi le case le ayikho kodwa it's politically motivated.
To trace the money trail of the accused, to see if she was not involved in what you've now called the funding effort.
Just repeat that question.
Thank you, my lord. In the same vein, do you know or do you not know whether the investigating officer also, apart from investigating cell phone companies, investigated banks in order to ascertain whether the accused was involved in the funding of the unrest? Do you know, yes or no?
My Lord, I do not know whether it was done in this specific case.
Okay. Do you know that it was done in other cases?
Yes, in other cases where the normal methodology would have been requested, but in this specific case, I cannot say whether it was done.
Yes. That would then mean that you don't know that the investigation into the bank statements of the accused before this court revealed that there was no such linkage between her and the so-called investigators. You don't know that?
No, I wouldn't have got you if I did not know. I do not know.
Do you know that do you know the basis of the state's case in this particular matter?
My Lord, I would just be brief. Yes, I do.
You do, okay. And you then agree with me that the basis of the state case is that the accused was part of a common purpose.
Objection, my lord. There is no such basis that can lean anywhere from the party. The accused is charged simply in respect of comments she made on her Twitter. And the impact it had, and as I said earlier, whether it was a direct attempt to incite people or whether objectively seen it could be inside of people. Yes.
Thank you.
Akachajwanga ngoba walutha, akachajwanga ngoba wathuma abantu ukuthi abayolutha. Uchajwe ngoba wabhala icomment kwi-Twitter, then abantu base beyalutha. Ngaleso sizathu ingakho esechajiwe namhlanje. This is interesting. Iyaqala ukuba necase enje la eSouth Africa ukuthi kusetshenziswe iTwitter ezobufakazi. Kodwa nje ngifisa kucace lokhu ukuthi uchajwe ngoba wabhala itweet then abantu balutha. Ukuthi noma itweet le asazi noma yathi hambani niyolutha na, asiqhubeke sizwe.
My lord, maybe, my lord, yes, maybe let me rephrase the question. Do you know or do you not know that the investigating officer proceeded from the premise that the accused is involved in a common purpose or conspiracy with others?
Well, Lord, I would want to believe that I do believe it was.
Okay.
She was, in view of the number of Twitter other investigations which I had insight to on a national level.
Okay, thank you. Well, that makes it easier, then we don't have to refer it to the investigating officer. So you yourself, the basis of your evidence is that she was part of this broader conspiracy?
In terms of communication via Twitter, yes, my lord.
No. Please. Twitter obviously communicates to millions of people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking as to whether it is your case that she was part of a conspiracy of instigators.
My lord, yes, via the social platform of Twitter. I categorically phrased the WhatsApp and the Twitter separately.
I see.
So on the Twitter platform, yes.
I see. So you gave the court, you said there were 8 groups of instigators or platforms, WhatsApp groups, correct?
That's correct, my lord.
So are you now saying that on top of that there were also Twitter groups?
My lord, Twitter is individually based. Twitter is not groups. Twitter is on an individual. WhatsApp groups that has participants. On the Twitter account, it's the individual. You don't have multiple participants on a single Twitter group.
Yes.
You have followers. And
Correct.
I think when I categorically clear the difference between a supporter and a follower. So you have followers on a Twitter. But in WhatsApp, you have participants.
Okay. So when you say she was in a common purpose or conspiracy, she was in a conspiracy with what? Followers?
Yes, my lord. The Twitter, 120,000 or some followers, that was the grouping to which would have responded to her comments and responded as followers.
Okay. So she was in a common purpose with followers. Is that your evidence?
That's correct, my lord.
All right. But as far as the WhatsApp groups are concerned, she was not a member of those.
Safely to say, yes, my lord, she was not part of the persons of interest in any of those groups.
She was not a member of any of the 8 Twitter groups, WhatsApp groups that you identified, correct?
That's correct, my lord.
She was not one of any of the 103 persons of interest that you identified.
On the WhatsApp, she was not, my lord.
She was not, right. So she was some lone wolf operating, unlike all the other people, she was just operating alone with 100,000 followers, correct?
No, my lord. She was the individual who posted, and other Twitter handlers, that followers, they in turn disseminated to different levels. So as the accused before court individually would have sent out a message, but the followers would have followed up and sent it out. So our focus today is on the accused. What did she disseminate on her platform?
Sorry, General, maybe it's the way I asked the question. I'm saying let's take somebody who was part of the Inc. group, right? She was not part of that. We've established now.
That's correct, my lord.
Yes. Now, that person would have been in touch with the people in their WhatsApp group, and as you say, they might say, go and fetch petrol, do this and the other. She was not involved in that.
She on the WhatsApp, she was not involved, my lord.
Yes.
She on the WhatsApp, she was not involved, my lord.
Yes. And therefore, your only evidence is that, unlike all these other people who were involved in those things, she was operating on her own, apart from the fact that people would respond or follow or retweet and so on. But she was just on her own. She was a conspiracy of one.
My lord, I think to place it in perspective, and I mentioned the cyber forensic expert will come, but to answer the council's question, the participants on the WhatsApp group, to which she was not part of the WhatsApp group, some of those participants are her followers on a Twitter group. So I think that wasn't for me to testify. The cyber forensic will bring that link. But now that you asked a question to show that there was people that's on this group where she was not, but they are followers on a Twitter group.
Okay.
So it would be wrong for me to say the accused before court was part of the WhatsApp. She was not. But participants of that group were indeed part of her followers.
I see. So being her follower is also what? A crime. I'm one of her followers on Twitter. Does that make me a conspirator?
No, my lord. I don't think it will make a person a conspirator.
Oh.
But if the person takes it further from the Twitter and enhances it on the WhatsApp, and then as a council, ward councillor tells to the ground forces, do ABC, then that has a nexus of what was said and how it was conveyed by the follower onto the WhatsApp group. The accused did not do it, but the follower did it as a result of the incitement.
I see. So for that we can't blame the accused, correct?
Yes, my lord. We cannot.
All right. Now, this whole state. I'm sorry, my lord.
Just to get clarity on, you're saying you cannot blame the accused for what her followers did on the WhatsApp. I want to capture it correct. Is that what you're saying?
My lord, the way the council put it, I understood it, and I'm saying, yes, the accused would have said it, but if the follower took it to the WhatsApp, I cannot honestly say that the accused must be blamed. The follower is the one who would have taken as either the message or the incitement or whatever we call it. So I cannot say that she's responsible for the WhatsApp. No.
Absolutely. No, thank you.
Thank you. I wanted that clarity.
Thank you, my lord. Yes. No, that's important. We're on the same page here. In fact, to be honest with you, and I don't want to give you legal argument, but just as a senior policeman, you would agree that the accused, or anybody for that matter, is not responsible for what the followers may or may not do, or may not say, or how they react. Correct?
Now, I don't think that would be correct, my lord, to say that we cannot, especially with a person of the accused stature, a certain comment or a certain message will carry weight of either goodwill or incitement or inflammatory, and so it would be wrong to say we cannot say it.
No.
In the context of which it was said is going to be important.
No, General, just answer the questions truthfully and don't rephrase my question, because now then you are answering your own question. My question is, generally speaking, if I tweet something down here and 20 people like it, others don't like it. That's not my responsibility. That's all I'm saying. Correct?
My Lord, I think it's safe to say, I might not agree to everything council says. So my disagreement must not be seen as though I'm in opposition. I must just state the fact. The fact that I only placed parts of a context. There might have been responses from the accused on those things. And that is why I'm saying those responses, the cyber forensic who did the actual analytics will be able to say, this is a message, this was a response from a follower, was a response from her given.
Okay.
And I think that's important for the court to come to that, for understanding that there has been issues of that nature.
Okay, again, to assist you, let me ask it differently so that maybe you can see that we are on the same side here. Your evidence as to the content, and we'll come to the content of the tweets that you referred to, would not be different if nobody responded. Correct? You would still, if she said, go and kill 20,000 people, she can still be charged. It doesn't matter whether someone responded or not. That's what I mean by saying that the two are not related. Would you agree? Or would you say she must be acquitted if nobody responded?
No, my Lord, I won't say to be acquitted, but if as a result of 20,000 that we find that there was 6 people murdered, so the nexus of a message didn't result in the 6 murders, then there has to be some accountability. We cannot say a person cannot be held accountable.
I see. That's a nice word, nexus, yeah. So in this case, have you established any nexus between these messages and anything that happened on the ground?
My Lord, on the global investigation, I want to safely say yes.
Yeah, okay, please tell the court.
And that part, I think the cyber people, it might be asked, can you produce or not? The cyber forensic expert who went in the in-depth investigation of the Twitter, who's going to testify before the court, will be able to outlay all those that I'm referring to, my Lord.
So,
Perhaps then, Major, if,
sorry, my lord.
General, if then you say somebody else will testify on that is not you, then you rather not commit yourself and say you know or you don't know. Unless if you are able to testify on that, you can't say you know something that somebody else will testify on.
My Lord, I respect that. I'm committed on the fact that I had access and visual of all the Twitters. And I only referred specific, but there is an expert who did a consolidation or investigation of that. And that's why it wasn't fair for me to bring that to the court because she's the expert on that. And I had access of the content of it. So probably I refer to that on hindsight. And when I'm referring to her as the person that's going to come, I take note, my Lord, and respect it.
Okay. Thank you, my lord. General, please, I want us to work together here. You understand what your lordship is saying to you? Because before I asked you this last question, I said to you, is there or is there not a nexus between something that the accused said, tweeted, whatever, and a particular crime? Murder is the example that you mentioned. And you said yes. That's the problem. If you said I don't know, that would be the end of it. But when you said yes, then it invites me to ask the next question. Then you say, no, some expert is going to tell us. Then, do you understand? So I'll ask you again. Do you, General Governor, know whether or not there is any nexus between what the accused did, said, tweeted, whatever, and a particular crime?
My Lord, I will still say yes.
Okay, which crime?
My Lord, it's clear that the MI2P, the burning, the destruction, and once again, your very next question, Counsel, was, can you show it or prove it? And here, my Lord said, I cannot comment on that because there's somebody else. So for me, response, yes, I see there is a nexus from the platform where I operated and know the contents of the Twitter information.
I see. So, and you're saying the whole unrest, July unrest, is causally connected, because that's what nexus means. It's causally connected to something she did.
Well, I can't say the whole unrest.
Well, then which?
There is specifics that where we can show in terms of a Twitter that's there. So I cannot say the whole unrest there. That would be wrong.
Okay.
I cannot say that.
Not the whole unrest, some of the unrest?
There is links or nexus that which we can say where she played an influential
With
part
some?
of it.
Some.
Yes.
Okay, I'm happy with that. However, small, big, or medium, the sum is which part? That's some of the unrest that can be attributed causally to her actions. Which? Because when you say some, you mean maybe 3 incidents, 20 incidents, I don't know, I'm not asking you that. But which?
My Lord, if you look at the one where I commented, where she commented, let's take the fight from outside. And immediately after that, the McDonald's, the Wheel, Value Logistics started to burn, looted and burnt. Now those are specifics, if you're asking that sort of specifics.
I see. And before that tweet, nothing burnt.
Before the 8th, there was nothing. Before the incarceration on the night of the 7th.
All right. Okay, General, you see, that's why I wanted us to deal with specifics, not all these generalities. So your evidence is now that the tweet that was given on the 8th of July is the one that caused the burning of a McDonald's.
But Lord, let me restate. I cannot say
Oh,
that I'm saying as a result of outside, let's start working from outside. Then these events took place. But there is no link to say the accused said go burn McDonald's, go burn this and that. It's the ground forces on the WhatsApp that took instructions from the ward leaders or the councillors or the people that was controlling the WhatsApp groups.
yes. So the ground forces that burnt that McDonald's took instructions from their WhatsApp group leaders, correct?
That's correct, my Lord.
Not from the accused.
Not from the accused.
Oh. And so when you say causally related or nexus, you mean that, you really mean that she tweeted something and some WhatsApp group leader did something and then somebody burnt a McDonald's. That's the chain of causation that you want the court to accept.
My Lord, I don't want to be held to say McDonald's, as you say. I'm not saying the accused gave instruction to burn McDonald's. I'm saying as a result of the comments, we saw the uprise of these crimes being taken place. For me, the nexus or the link is as a result of the tweet, there was an activation of the ground forces.
Okay, I can't say I understand what you're saying, but let's move on. So the tweet that caused all this trouble is the one on paragraph 27 of your statement, page 8, my lord. Just before you even go there, am I right that here you obviously haven't put all the tweets, you put the most important ones?
That's correct, my Lord.
Thank you. Okay, so one of the most important tweets is this one. Comrades, you have not failed President J.G. Zuma. My ANC has. But you will fail him if the fight for radical economic transformation stops. You will fail him if the fight for economic freedom stops. Transformation stops. You will fail him if the fight for economic freedom stops. So our struggle continues from outside and we must intensify. This caused people to ban things.
My Lord, in my evidence, Chief, I mentioned this 3 times. That specific sentence. So our struggle continues from the outside and we must intensify. Now, we have to unpack what is outside and what is to intensify. You can only intensify something that's either started or on way. And when you look at the videos of a mall burning and to intensify, when you look at looting and to intensify, and as I indicated, outside is what we, myself as the head, believed that outside was referring to because our former president was inside and now we on the outside, we must intensify. So that was our understanding, and that's the reason why we attached importance to that tweet.
I see. So, but you don't have to speculate as to what it is that was going to be intensified. It says, if the fight for economic freedom or the fight for radical economic transformation stops. So we know, correct?
That's correct, Mando.
Yes. So the fight for economic freedom and radical economic transformation, what does it got to do with looting?
A lot of importance again, the timing of this message. Immediately the 7th, the former president at midnight went. On the 8th, when this has come out, and we know that this country burst into flames on the 8th, and the timing of the message, yes, economic radical transformation we know has been long in the process to which we respect and we must believe in that. But so our struggle continues from the outside and we must intensify. Now, the timing of that message must also take the importance, my lord.
Okay. So I see. So you believe in the fight for radical economic transformation yourself?
My lord, I can safely say I'm one of the believers in that.
And you also believe in the fight for economic freedom, for sure?
No, for sure I am.
Yes. And do you believe that it should be intensified?
Intensified, yes, let's say yes, but from the outside. So you will see the word outside, you're not saying outside.
Oh, I see.
You
So
will see the word outside.
outside, according to you, outside was a differentiation between inside the prison and outside the prison.
That's correct,
Yes.
my lord.
So do you think the fight for radical economic transformation and economic freedom should be intensified outside of prison?
In the timing of the civil unrest, yes, I'm saying the outside was to the ground forces. Outside and intensified.
No. Please, I'm asking you now. You as a fellow believer in radical economic transformation, do you believe it should be intensified outside or in prison only?
No, my lord, we cannot, I mean, our president went inside, so we cannot intensify it inside.
We can only intensify it?
Outside,
Thank
as
you.
you said.
And because you believe that that fight should be intensified, does that make you a criminal?
My lord, actions resulting from that comments, and which we'll see have preceded that comments, action that resulting from that would definitely make it a criminal act if it was said in the environment or the circumstances under which it was said, and resulted in acts of criminality.
I see. Okay. General, it will, believe me, it will help us all if you listen to the question and then answer it. Please. Don't try to think where I'm going or whatever, because that's going to waste a lot of time.
Now, my lord, I don't think that's fair, my lord. Allow me as a witness under oath to testify what I want. I'm not going to testify to what you want. I must respond to what you say. And my honest response, and with due respect, it is my response, and I'm going to respect that.
Yes, I believe
Ana ngekuhlanganisele into ebiyenzeke ecourt ensukwini ezimbili ezehlukene ukuze ngikwazise ukuthi kwenzakalani ngaleli cala. Kodwa nje into ebeyibalekile ile ukuthi siqale eqaleni ukuthi sikuze kube khona icase isukaphi sathola ukuthi kungenqe kaPholo Sullivan uyena umuntu owatshela iNPA ukuthi ayiprosecute uDuduzile. Ibibaleke kakhulu leyo part kwedlula zonke ngoba angeke siye ndawo masingayazi leyo. Bese esibili befuneka size ukuthi uchargewa ngoba kwenze njani kuthiwa wenzeni. Kuningi ngokuvelile la okuconfusayo uma umuntu ocabangayo nje. Ubhale ipost ku Twitter bathi bathe mabethe bamesearcha bathola ukuthi bekunama WhatsApp group lapho abantu bebehlela khona ukuthi bazolutha kuphi kanjani. But uDuduzile was not part of lawo ma group oyi-8. Ayikho neyi-1 message akayibhala kwi-group. Okwesibili bayibhekile na ukuthi kukhona imali ayikhiphile na to fund i-campaign phela yokuthi kuluthwe. Ayikho imali ayikhiphile. Okwesithathu, ukubhala kwakhe ku-Twitter kuba nomthelela onjani kubantu ukuthi abayolutha. Njengoba bebuza ukuthi uma labantu beyolutha ngoba bebona imessage kubhalwe kwi-group yabo, uhlanganaphi yena nokuthi abantu babhale kwi-group? So yizo izinto lezi bengithi asike sixoxe ngazo. Ingakho ithi MK party akuna case la, just ukuthi lento le is politically motivated ngoba uPaul Sullivan unobudlelwane noPresident Ramaphosa. I believe i-MK party le. So bengithi nje ngikulethe lolu daba, ngicela ukuzuphawula kwakho ngezwe ukuthi wena ubona kanjani. Mhlawumbe kwakho ukubona kwehlukile kunalokhu ubona ababona ngakho. Mina okwamanje ngineutral. Okwamanje ngineutral noma ke ngingayizwisisi kahle indaba yecase. Ngoba ngisathe ngiyalalela ayikho i-tweet neyi-1 ethi labantu abayolutha. Uze wabuza u-advocate uDalimpofu ukuthi uma ngabe beqeda kushisa indawo ethize bese ebhala ukuthi we see you, ngabe we see you usho ukuthi congratulations na? Wathi lo bephendula cha, isho njalo. So uyabona ukuthi lento abazama ukuzihlanganisa ziyahlangana na. Sisazozwa sekuthiwa kusazofika ne-expert ekuyona mhlambe abasebenzisane nayo uku-analyze inkulumo. Kodwa ke inkulumo yomuntu uma uyi-analyze kuyenzeka ulenze iphutha, ngoba phela usuku analyze inkulumo yomuntu ya-assume ukuthi usho ukuthi awunasho ukuthi usho lokho ngempela na. Ngakho-ke ingakho kuthiwa umuntu naye ufuna aphikisa uhlangothi lakhe lokuthi naye akabe kuhlangothi lakhe kuzwakale his or her side of the story ukuthi yena lo muntu uthini kulonke lolo daba. Angiyibambe le video, ngicela ukuzuphawula kwakho ngizwe ukuthi wena ubona kanjani. Angazi ngizozwa ngani la ku comment section ukuthi singaqhubeka nasilo silibheka lolu daba. Li-interesting kakhulu kimi ngoba icase engajwayelekile. Icase engajwayelekile. Ngiyangiwabukela kama-case mangithola ithuba kodwa ngisuke ngizibukelela mina. So ngingenzeli khona ukuthi mhlambe ngiwa-analyze noma ngenza ama-video ngawo. Angiyibambe i-video ngizwe ukuphawula kwakho. Kodwa nje awungalikhohle iphuzu elishiwe ekuqaleni ukuthi uPaul Sullivan wathi ngomhla ka-6 he's calling for a judicial commission of inquiry. Kwasho uPaul Sullivan. Then ngomhla ka-13 upresident wamemezela ukuthi kuzoba khona i-judicial commission of inquiry. I-coincidence? Angazi.